Last week, I was honored to participate in the Native American Museum Studies Institute at UC Berkeley on behalf of the Guadalupe Cultural Arts and Education Center. This was sponsored by the Joseph Myers Center for Research on Native American Issues and the California Indian Museum and Cultural Center, in addition to the Phoebe Hearst Museum of Anthropology. I wanted to make this video to share a bit about what we learned in an easily accessible format and start a conversation about some of these topics with my family and other folks I know who might be interested in the subjects. During the workshop, we had the privilege to hear from museum professionals from diverse backgrounds who talked in depth about many topics. We learned about the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act, also known as NAGPRA, which was written in response to 200 years of grave robbing. NAGPRA requires institutions that receive federal funding to return Native American cultural items to lineal descendants, tribes, and Native Hawaiian organizations. NAGPRA also establishes procedures for the discovery of Native American cultural items on federal or tribal lands. In California, we also have the Native American Heritage Commission, which has the ability to intervene on state and private lands. NAGPRA also makes it a criminal offense to traffic Native American human remains or cultural items without right of possession. The workshop gave us tools to identify opportunities for development and examples of how other organizations have innovated their programs to valuable partnerships or earned revenue opportunities. For example, the Advancing Cultural Opportunities for Reclaiming Nutrition program, also known as ACORN, at the California Indian Museum and Cultural Center, which developed an energy bar made of acorn meal to address type 2 diabetes and educates everyone about the value of this California Indian food for health and wellness while teaching Native youth business, cultural, and leadership skills. We also took a field trip to the Richmond facility of the Phoebe Hearst Museum, whose collection includes 10,000 California Indian baskets. There we learned about collections registration, management, and preservation. We saw how they kept textiles from different types of tribal canoes to many different baskets from California Indian tribes and other tribes throughout America. We also visited the California Indian Museum and Cultural Center in Santa Rosa and learned about exhibit development from concept, design development, and production, as well as multimedia engagement strategies. At the California Indian Museum and Cultural Center, we also learned about the fight for better educational representation of Native Americans and engaging policymakers in change, which is something that I have worked with them on while I was in graduate school. The participants also had the opportunity to learn from each other. I spoke about the Arborglyph project and learned from my colleagues about their experiences starting tribal museums, working at big museums such as the National Museum of the American Indian in New York City, and sustaining the work of cultural centers in the face of challenges. We also learned about digitizing collections and different free tools such as Mookadoo that are out there to help organizations like ours. The Native American Museum Studies Institute was an invaluable experience where we were offered many resources to build the capacity of our community museums and cultural centers, and participants were able to build lasting bonds with each other.